Welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've all decided to join me today. Today we're going to do our fourth set, or our third set. Now I'm confused. Third or fourth set of alternatives for our January 2026 paper pumpkin kit called Special Delivery. And here are the 9 cards that you could have made had you done these as intended. And they are just gorgeous as they are, but we're going to change things up a little bit. So as we get ready to get started here, if I could ask you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would really appreciate it if you would, and hit that like and let me know, what you think of my videos. I would really like to talk to you. So we're going to start with card base here that is Garden Green. And it is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to give this a nice burnish with our bone folder so it lays down nice and flat. I've got a piece of basic white for the inside that's 4 by 5 1/4. I have got this card topper that came in the kit that we're going to use as our first layer. And then we're going to layer on top of that these flower pieces here. So let's get that out of the way. Some gems we're going to use here in a minute. So let's get our card topper on. And then we'll do our stamping. So we're just going to make sure we get the corners nice and good. And just center this up. It just fits on there very nicely. And my card base is Mossy Meadow, if I forgot to say that, which I think I did. So it's Mossy Meadow, not Garden Green, Mossy Meadow. I'm confused on my greens today, but yeah, this is Mossy. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our stamping. So on the outside, I'm actually going to stamp right on this. So let me lay our leafy bits down here and see what we think about where those might fall. So I've got very little tiny stamp called off of the I don't think it was this. Yeah, it was this stamp set. The Sending Love, that one that came in the kit. And we're going to do Sending Love on the outside and You Brighten My Day on the inside. So let's see where we can excuse me, I'm just going to stamp right down here in this bottom corner, and then we'll finagle our leaves around it. How about that? So let's ink up our stamp here. So I'm stamping in Mossy Meadow as well. I'm just going to line this up on the glass mat here, so I hopefully start with it straight. And then we're going to put this right down here in the bottom right hand corner. I'm going to give it a couple seconds for the ink to transfer. And there we go. So we've got our Sending Love. And then let's go ahead and do our inside. Get this on straight because it wasn't. So let me straighten this up again. Get this on the block. I'll ink this up. And then I'll line this up on the glass mat as well so that we can hopefully get this down straight. Some days I just feel crooked, and this is one of them, and I don't know that that's going to be straight. And it is not. So you know what? We're going to turn that over and try that again. It's a good thing there's 2 sides to the cardstock, huh? So let me try this one more time. Oh, it moved on me. Dang it. Too much static in the air. Let's see, which one do we like better? I think that one looks better. It's a little crooked, but not too bad. So, as soon as I got that block down there next to it, the static took hold and it moved. But, alright, so let's get this glued down. So, let's see, which one of this? This was our good side, so let's some glue on this side. And we're going to put that down right in here. Center this up. Okay. Scoot that over just a tad bit because that is not straight. Okay. I told you I was having one of those days where I just don't feel straight. Okay. So let's see how we can put our little leafy bits down here. I think we can do something just kind of like that. So it's just going to barely go to the top of our sentiment. So let's put some glue on our leaves. We're going to get these up here. And this one more. Okay, now let's see if I can get this down without making a mess. And I don't want it to cover up my sentiment, obviously. So let's see. Let's just do that right like there. Okay, that looks good. So we'll push that down, wipe away that excess of glue. Okay, now we've got 3 flowers that came in the kit that we are going to pop up on some dimensionals. So we will give our card a little bit of dimension and just create some interest. So let me just get a couple of dimensionals on the back of each one of these. And we'll get these off. Let's see here which way this flower goes. I think it goes like this. So we're going to put one of them maybe right there. And then one I'm going to put this one up here. And this one's going to go right down here. Just like that. Okay, so there's our card front. Now, let's put our bling on. I've got some of these Mossy Meadow colored shimmer gems here that we're going to use. So let's get a big one. Maybe. These never want to come off of this plastic. I don't know what is up with these, but they're the hardest ones to get off. Because they just don't want to play. Okay. So we're going to put one here. See if we can get, there we go. That one is okay. Put it right there. And another little one. Let's see. Right down here. Okay. So there's that card. Very easy. All right, let's move on to our second one. So our second one is going to be blue in nature. So I've got a cream colored base here that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to give this a good burnish here. And I need a piece of white for the inside that it doesn't look like I got cut. So, well, I got one cut. Let me pull one out here. Okay, so we've got a piece of white for the inside that's 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to turn them this way. So then I've got a piece. This is a piece that came from a 6 by 6 paper pack from last year sometime, and I've got it right here. Let me see. It's called nope, that wasn't it. It was the Iconic Celebration pack. So if you see, the backside's got Christmas trees on it, but I liked this blue striped piece. So we're going to use that as our first layer. Like that. And then I've got a piece of Misty Moonlight. And this is 3 by 5. And we're going to put that across there. And then I've got a piece of ribbon here. This is, this was a Secret Sea. and gold flecked, and we're going to put that across our little piece here. So let's get started here. So let's glue this down first, and then we're going to glue our, let me make sure this is opening correctly. Okay, so this is going to go right like this. All right, now we're going to put our ribbon across our piece of mossy meadow here. So I'm going to take tear and tape, and I'm going to put a piece on each edge here. And we will take the backing off of this. And I'll take it off on this side. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this down right here on this edge, and then we're going to wrap it around the front. Except let's start with it in the middle if we can. There we go. So we're going to do this, and we're going to get to the middle on this side. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to trim off our excess here, because we don't need all of that. Okay, and then I'm going to take another piece of tear and tape and put over the top of this just to give it some reinforcement to make sure it stays stuck. So we will just do that. I'm going to take these off. This will also help it to stick to our card base. So we've got those, and I'll put some glue then in around here and on our corners. And we're just going to center this up in the middle here. So let's see, just kind of like that. Looks pretty good. Now I need, and I saw some of these, let's see, I need a little glue dot. So let me find a glue dot that we can use. Here's, no, I thought that was one. Hang on, I will find my glue dots somewhere in this mess. Ah, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's see. Let me find a little glue dot here. Okay, here we go. Alright, so we're going to take a little glue dot, and these are the ones that come in the paper, or not, yeah, in the Paper Pumpkin kits. And they look like this. So we're going to take one of these, and I'm just going to take one, and I'm going to stick it under here, and then I'll peel the top of it off, and we're just going to, that'll hold our ribbon down. Okay, now in the kit came these pieces. So we've got 2 pieces that have blue flowers, and then I've got one for the middle, and we're going to stamp on this one. So let's do our stamping. We're going to stamp in Mossy Meadow right here. On the outside, we're going to put stamp that came from an old Paper Pumpkin kit. It says, "Let's celebrate you." And we're going to put that right here in the middle of our postage piece here. So let's line this up. Let's see if I can get this down remotely straight. Okay, there we go. That looks good. Alright, so let's put our ink away before we get ink everywhere. Alright, we're going to take our little pieces here, our little postage pieces, and we're going to put them up on some dimensionals to give our card a little bit of interest. So I'm going to put 3 down the back of each one of these. And we're going to get the backs off. And I'm just going to lay this down. I'm not going to push down too hard yet. I want to make sure we get our spacing right before we commit. So let's get Dawn's down. Oops, we got a string there. We don't need that. Okay, so let's get this one. We're going to put here in the middle. So I'm going to put that down just about there. And we'll see what our spacing looks like here in just a second. And we'll get dimensionals on this one. We need one more. Okay. And we will get this one put down here. So I think I need to move our middle one over just a little. There we go. Straighten that one up, and I think, oops. There we go. That looks pretty good. Move this one down just a tad. I can never move anything just a little. As soon as I touch it, it's like, you know, moved 6 inches on me. It's like, don't do that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and push these down and make sure they stay. Okay, now we need bling. So on this same set of sparkle gems here, there are some Secret Sea colored ones. And we are going to use those because they are blue and they've got a little speckle in them. So they're kind of the same, just like our ribbon that we used. So let's see where might be good for gems. I need to change the putty in this. I got a new one, but I haven't put it in yet. I need to do that because it would make getting these off of here a whole lot easier. All right, so there's that. Put our tear and tape away. Okay, so here are our 2 cards that we made today. Very pretty, pretty quick, didn't take long. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And I will be back tomorrow with our templates for Template Tuesday that we are going to use this week to make some masculine Valentine's cards. So I hope you all come back and I will see you then. Have a crafty evening. Bye.